Hi, I'm Sam Sorbo for the Accidental Homeschooler. Today is Thanksgiving, so I want to talk to you about Thanksgiving because it's such an important holiday, and it's so important that we teach our children the meaning of Thanksgiving, but also the meaning behind Thanksgiving. And the reason I say that is because the Pilgrims came here and they had nothing. Like you think of nothing. They had negative nothing. They had to come here and start farming immediately. They didn't have a grocery store to go to. And the reason that they came up with this idea of Thanksgiving is because they were so grateful to have been able to basically make it and not die. I mean, they were fighting for their lives when they first got here and throughout, I would say. And who were they thanking? They were thanking God. I'll be honest. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday because it basically surreptitiously gets the whole nation to thank God, and in fact, that's what it was supposed to be when we adopted it as a national holiday. Was the nation giving thanks to God for, um, well, really, in essence, for our freedom. And because that was the original founding tenet of the nation was life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And so we thank God for our lives, we thank God for our freedoms, and we thank God for our ability to pursue our dreams. And so I would encourage you to find a way to share that with your kids. And the reason I say that is because Dennis Prager says that the most important ingredient to happiness is a grateful heart, is gratitude. He doesn't say grateful heart, he says gratitude. So, what is your ultimate goal for your child? Of course, that is really at the crux of homeschooling, and it ought to be at the crux of every educational endeavor that we have, is that education should seek to empower the child to understand and pursue his happiness, right? If gratitude is the most important element of happiness, shouldn't we be teaching our children gratitude? Which then, of course, puts us in the position of having to criticize the schools for not teaching gratitude. But we would never think of criticizing the schools for that because it's not really even on our radar, and it should be. It should be. So we teach our children gratitude. What are they teaching our children in schools? That they're victims. The antithesis of gratitude. They're teaching them entitlement. The antithesis of gratitude. They're depriving our children of the very essential ingredient to happiness, which is gratitude. So today of all days, pull your children aside. Say, I have something important I want to talk to you about. Just bear with me. You're going to think, oh, it's cheesy, whatever. I don't care. My time. This is my day right now. We're going to do things my way for just a brief moment. You need to understand not just why we have Thanksgiving as a holiday and where it came from and all of that. You need to understand the essence of Thanksgiving, which is the giving of thanks. We find ourselves in what we can give to others. And when we give thanks, we receive so much in return, including joy and happiness. And so encourage your kids to, I like to say, the grateful prayer. This was a technique that was given to my husband when he was just recovering from 3 strokes. His psychiatrist gave it to him, and it was kind of interesting because the psychiatrist said, so are you a faithful person? Do you believe in God? I mean, you don't have to, I'm just curious. And Kevin said, well, yeah, I believe in God. And he said, well, it's easier if you do, but I recommend this to all the patients that I see in this kind of predicament. It's important to do the gratitude prayer, and you do it anywhere. It's very simple. You just start making a list of all the things for which you are grateful. And what that does is that puts us in this state of mind that we have so much. Because typically, especially in this culture, we're in the state of mind of what we want, what we're missing, what we need, what we don't have. And there's nothing wrong with that, except that it doesn't engender happiness. It engenders dissatisfaction. And so we need to counter that. And we do that by being grateful for things. I'm grateful for the shower I took this morning. Ooh, nice and warm. I'm grateful for my cup of tea. I'm grateful for my car turning on this morning. I'm grateful for inclement weather because it makes me deserve a hot chocolate. I'm just saying, you can find things to be grateful for. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful that I could do my stretches this morning and work on my back. And you should never let it become by rote. Always look for new things to be grateful for, because when it goes by rote, then it loses its meaning, right? So the spirit of Thanksgiving, may the spirit of Thanksgiving bless you and your family. And I appreciate you. Thanks so much for tuning in. I wish you a very happy Thanksgiving.